Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, My Makes Money. This is going to be live stream number 2, and I'm very excited to go over the news today with the NFTs. I think the NFT market has been a stagnant recently, so all the news that are coming out with NFTs, I think is going to be a good thing. Whenever NFTs get to be uh, publicized in the mainstream, it and you know they just get talked about, I think it's going to be very good for the NFT growth. And today, just going over news. Hopefully, you leave a like because I gratefully appreciate it because it can help me grow my channel. And all that is out of the way. Now, we're going to go into the news. So first off, I do want to get started with the crypto market cap. Um, it it's doing all right. Bitcoin maybe 5% down, but I mean, it is very volatile right now. I think Bitcoin just hit an all-time high yesterday at 69,000. Crazy, almost went to 70K. That was that was because of news that the inflation of the U.S. has went a staggering number. I think it was like 6.2, which it hasn't happened. That hasn't happened in like 30 years. And then I think Evergrande came out and the stock market did tank. So I think it was just a combination of the two that made Bitcoin and fall in price. So, but other than that, I think that the NFT space is still good, and want to get into the Rolling Stones NFT partnership or the collaboration that has happened. Rolling Stone mints first ever NFTs with the Bored Ape Yacht Club. The Economist, Time, Fortune, and Vogue have all released NFTs of magazine covers, but only Rolling Stone has a Bored Ape Yacht Club. I remember Time came out with a magazine. I almost decided to actually get into that NFT, but I'm kind of happy because I haven't heard many things of it yet. And me personally, I think it might be a good long term play, but I'm not a long term person. I just want quick money, fast money, and try to like diversify my portfolio. But that's just how I think. But I think this is very good, and it looks pretty amazing. Honestly, if I could just buy the cover, I'll definitely just put up on my wall because I don't even know what's gonna be in the magazine, but I just think that it looks cool or just a good wallpaper. In brief, print magazines have been making bank by minting NFTs. Rolling Stone is getting in on the act. You know, if they find out if any company finds out a new way to make money, I think they're gonna try to do it, even if it does involve cryptocurrency. I don't think it's gonna be risky because at worst, worst thing that could happen is that they don't sell anything. It's really no loss to the company, and I feel like it's just a win-win in both situations. The company gets to get exposed to the crypto community, and the crypto community gets to be more verified in the public space. I feel like NFTs and cryptocurrencies still have a little bit of doubt in realism or not being taken for granted in real terms, and people don't think that is a real thing, but it's entirely its own thing. And I think that this just helps solidify the importance of NFTs. And then going down, it says making good on an announcement last week. Rolling Stone has entered the NFT market today by auctioning two digital magazine covers, created in partnership with the Bored Ape Yacht Club, BAYC, the headline grabbing primate themed digital art collection that has generated around 1 billion in secondary trading volume today. I thought that was just insane when I heard that. But now that I think about it, every Bored Ape Yacht Club is like $100,000, and there's probably like over 10, 20 transactions per day, I'm guessing. But the math, it seems realistic. Even though Bored Ape Yacht Club came out like 5 months ago, I believe it came out or some a couple months ago. It's been less than a year. This NFT collection just has exploded, and I think that it's probably has to do with the trend, or it started the trend of profile pictures. But you know what? I like it. It's cool, and I think that no, I just like NFTs. The collaboration between the magazine and the Red Hot NFT Collective debuted in physical form a week ago with the instant sale of 2,500 limited edition paper signs featuring a bored ape on the iconic Rolling Stone magazine cover. It does look amazing. I wish I could get some. The second magazine cover is now on auction as an NFT with the bidding currently taking place on the digital art marketplace Super Rare. The auction began this morning and will last 5 days. Within the opening moments of the auction, bidding for the piece has eclipsed 10 Ethereum or just over $47,000. At the time of publication, bidding for another Rolling Stones magazine cover NFT featuring a mutant ape went live on Super Rare simultaneously. It would also last 5 days, which when you look at the covers, yo, it looks sick. Like the mutant ape, bro. I wish I could get some. And this just looks cool too. So I think always gonna be a good thing when I see collaborations between mainstream, which is gonna be the publication, and just NFTs. It I feel like there's really I want to say there's nothing bad that can come from NFTs, but I mean there's really no harm in it unless you're just losing all your money and you're trying to gamble. But other than that, trying to gamble your money on NFTs. I had to clarify that. But other than that, I think everybody's having fun trying to make as much money as they can. It is an entire culture. It's a subculture, I believe, and it's just growing a lot. And a lot of people are getting into it. The covers are the first of 7 planned NFT releases by Rolling Stone in collaboration with the Bored Ape creators Yuga Labs. The remaining 5 digital pieces will be created by various NFT artists and featuring signature Bored Ape characters. Always good. The NFTs. Oh, and this part of the section of the article, it goes into detail of other magazines and journalism, uh, print papers, how they got into NFTs, and the numbers are kind of insane. The NFT sales making Rolling Stone the latest legacy print publication to enter the Web3 space. The economicist, yeah, sorry, I'm not the best when it comes to reading, sold one of his covers as an NFT for $419,000, basically almost half a million. Not as close, but up there, really up there in price. Just 2 weeks ago, Time released multiple digital covers earlier this year, and the New York Times took $500,000 in March for an NFT of a column, which there's really nothing bad when journalism, print magazine, whatever, when these old time papers, in my opinion, being Gen Z, I think that I it's been years since I read something that was in print or like a newspaper type thing. But there's really nothing bad that comes from this just because the companies find a new way to make money. And I think it just makes NFTs, I want to say more stable, but just it makes it easier for other people to understand it and it just gives it more recognition, which always going to be a good thing. That's hardly an exhaustive list. In April, Playboy began issuing NFTs chronology. Yeah, I'm not the best. I'm sorry. Chronologically in order. In order. That's what it means. Nearly 7 decades of photography and art from the magazine, including pictures of classic centerfolds and Fortune August NFTs, were sold on the OpenSea market, changed depending on who bid on them. I yeah, I think I got into NFT space later than this. And none of those publications, though, partnered with a DeFi native brand of the NFT launches, let alone a brand as destructive and culturally resident as Bored Ape. I love Decrypt because they have amazing articles that just went really had really good details, and I think it just explained everything. Now, this article talking about SEC halts token regis. Yo, I don't know what it is. I know the word, and I know that I can read resignation for first legally recognized DAO. I am sorry, but yes, I think this is kind of a little bit scary just because I feel like this is going to be the first time that the government is going to have to be forced to actually recognize NFTs, and whatever happens with this, I think is going to change the crypto space because a lot of NFTs are just in this ungoverned zone. Like NFTs are, I wouldn't say wild, but they can do whatever they want. In my opinion, like they're it's so creative what they're doing with NFTs, but it's just that when it comes to like taxing and just legally being able to do stuff, the NFT space is just so far ahead of the government that it's like we're going into uncharted territory. So when this happens and stuff like this happens, I think that NFTs are going to have to be careful when they're trying to come up with an update for their collection, just because it's really unregulated. And the worst thing that could happen to an NFT collection is that they get delisted from the marketplace, like something like OpenSea, just because it may not be illegal or legal, because it's just very confusing. So getting into the article, it says in brief, American Crypto Fed became the first legally recognized DAO in the U.S. this year, but run it has already run into trouble with the SEC. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission today stopped the first illegally recognized decentralized autonomous organization in the country from registering its crypto token as securities, alleging it put out misleading information to would-be investors. And I think this is going to be very scary for NFTs that introduce staking, because uh, could staking be recognized as a security? There is the Howey test. That's a government document or kind of law which determines whether an investment is an asset or a security. And then that no one wants that to happen, because taxes, and then crypto decentralized marketplaces like OpenSea, they have to file differently, so it affects their brand and they make less money, I believe, and that's why it's a bad thing. I'm trying to explain it to the best of my abilities. It is a little bit confusing, but I think I got my point out. American Crypto Fed DAO LLC in September filed a Form 10 with the SEC, which is used for registering securities for trading on U.S. exchanges. But according to the SEC, the form did not have significant information about the two tokens named Ducat and Locky. The company wanted to, or Lock, the company wanted to issue required information about the American Crypto Fed was also missing from the form. The SEC said it in the statement on Wednesday. The news is not all bad, because at the end, we learned that Wyoming loves cryptocurrency. So I'm going to get further into the article. American Crypto Fed in July became the first decentralized autonomous organization in the U.S. to be granted legal status when it registered in Wyoming. The company runs on the EOS blockchain and says that it wants to introduce a new monetary system to the U.S. Sounds amazing. I haven't heard of them, but you know what? I think as an NFT community, we kind of have to support them, even if we don't know what it is, just because if they, I think that if something goes bad with that, then it messes up a lot of cryptocurrencies. So, um, really in uncharted territory, but I think this could be a good thing. Hopefully, it is a good thing. That's what I mean by that. It says, in the cryptocurrency world, a decentralized autonomous organization, or DAO, is an organization that spreads out the control to token holders rather than relying on a paid hierarchy like a typical company. DAOs tend to use the Ethereum blockchain to function, though some have popped out on other smart contract enabled networks. In March, Wyoming passed a bill that recognizes DAOs as limited liability companies. It was the first state to do so, adding to Wyoming's reputation as a crypto friendly state. Wyoming has long welcomed crypto companies to Cowboy State. In 2019, it passed a series of crypto friendly bills designed to attract fintech investors. Last year, it became the first state in the U.S. to issue a crypto banking charter, and Wyoming Junior Senator Kathleen Loomis, I don't know how you say your last name, has frequently praised Bitcoin too. So we find out that, Wyoming is probably going to be the birthplace of decentralized organizations of cryptocurrencies. I want to say the birthplace, but if if or NFTs or DeFi has to find a place to go, it's most likely going to go to Wyoming just because it seems like the best state in America for NFTs. And just a lot of good news. I think that was like the only one that I would consider bad. Might even. All right, good. Wait, yeah, I'm live. Just needed to make sure. I get too nervous sometimes. Crypto firm Grayscale hits 660 billion AUM, overtaking the top gold EFT. So AUM is assets under management. Digital asset manager Grayscale total assets under management have surpassed that of the world's largest and most liquid gold ETF. Gold has been very stagnant, and today on my conspiracy theory run, listening to Robert Kawasaki, the man who made Rich Dad Poor Dad, which is a book that I'm going to be reading soon because there was a podcast that he was on. I got so inspired, changed my day, and yeah, a lot of communism, capitalism, and socialism in that podcast. But it definitely changed my mind, and I think that is an amazing podcast that you should listen to. I think it's mindset. Search up mindset Robert Kawasaki, and I that there was just so many bombs of information that I learned from that. It was just insane. So getting into this, um, yeah, Grayscale passed gold or the biggest gold ETF, which good. I I think a gold ETF, an ETF is basically a collection of funds. So, I, yeah, this one I really didn't understand fully, just because I I don't I don't pay attention at all to gold. I don't think any of us do, but just good news. And I just recently learned that gold was banned in America until like the 1974 or 5, and that was because Franklin D. Roosevelt banned gold in 1933 because the American government needed control over gold. That is information that I learned today, and I learned that Richard Nixon took us off the gold standard in 70 something. My bad. But I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but dang, was that podcast informational? I definitely suggest that you do watch that podcast on just how why we what capitalism, what socialism, every ism out there is. He's a Vietnam War veteran. Just amazing podcast that I definitely think that you should listen to. Search up Mindset, Robert Kiyosaki, and it was just him talking about just money and being a billionaire. Amazing. I definitely suggest that you watch it. I couldn't watch the entire thing fully. I mean, I just kept on pausing it, the video, because my mind just was just being blown the entire time. Then JP Morgan JP Morgan, institutional investors dump gold for Bitcoin, seeing it as a better hedge against inflation. That's what I was talking about in the beginning of this video. Why gold dumped, or why Bitcoin had pumped recently, almost getting to 70,000. I believe it got to an all-time high of 69,000, somewhere around there. Don't know the exact place, but it was mostly just because inflation has gotten really bad in America, uh, as bad as it has been 30 years ago, or the worst it has been since 30 years ago. So I think the market is just reacting to that, and so Bitcoin being, I guess, a hedge against inflation, or what some people call it, is just the reason why you know it is has a lot of potential. And bro, just watching that podcast, I know I keep on bringing it up. It may not make any sense, but I cannot get into conspiracy theories today. But dang, was that just informational and changed my life? It changed my life. Even though that was like 2 hours ago that I watched it, just amazing. Now it says Reddit is testing NFT platform that can convert karma points into Ethereum tokens. And Reddit is one of the latest companies besides Twitter and Discord to venture into NFTs. Here's a full report about it. And I think they're just trying to get into NFTs. They're not really known in the space when it comes to NFTs because most collections usually go on Twitter or Discord to really promote their product. Reddit is, I mean, one of the last places you would go. I would say is most likely going to be Discord, then Twitter, depending on where you get information, then YouTube, and then Reddit. That's where you find your NFTs. Instagram is probably the worst place of out of all of them, but no one talks about that. And then getting close to the last news articles, it says Discord put, pushes pause on exploring crypto and NFT amidst users backlash, says the TechCrunch. So this doesn't even look that bad, but there was a lot of hate from people that are not really into the NFT community. It was trending on crypto Twitter, and it was just someone talking about how they feel like Discord is not the place for NFTs. I kind of understood that just because if you are on Discord, you get a lot of bots or just people trying to add you as a friend so they can invite you to a Discord server where they just show their bags, trying to get other people to buy this NFT so everyone or they can make money most likely or just get a chance to get in the whitelist. I think I have around like 70 requests for friends. I don't know is whether they like me or they just most likely they just want to get me to join their project and get more people to buy what they're buying. But it doesn't look that bad. I guess it'll make it easier if you want to get verified in your NFT server. It'll just make it one step easier, just being able to actually verify yourself through Discord and not have to go to a third party site to just verify yourself on Discord when you just want to get into the verified section of your NFT server. So let's say you have a Bored Ape Yacht Club and you want to talk to other Bored Ape Yacht Club members. All they have to do is just verify themselves on Discord and they can just make a group chat together or something like that. And that's what it's most likely would be used for. But there was a lot of pushback from people that are not into the NFT community just because they feel like there's a lot of scammy stuff when it comes to NFTs. And understandable. Imagine if 30 people are just trying to get you into joining this NFT uh, collection or group chat. I feel like you're just gonna have bad thoughts about it, especially if you're not in NFTs. Um, so it says, thank you for all the perspectives, everyone. We have no current plans to ship this internal concept. For now, we're focused on protecting users from spams, and frauds. Web3 has lots of good, but there's lots of problems we need to work on through at our scale more soon. So they probably stopped their they're trying to actually stop themselves from doing all that, but just because there is like a lot of people that just scams on NFTs and Ethereum. Discord is most likely the main place just because that's where everybody goes when you want to get into an NFT project or know more about it. Now it says Mercedes AMG NFTs rental bonuses, the new way of NFT monetization from Kuro DAO. And I just thought this was kind of interesting. Mercedes AMG, a car presented as an ERC 1155 token on Ethereum blockchain, has been successfully tokenized and sold on Rollup Store starting November 8th. All NFT holders can stake their NFTs and receive staking rewards. This tokenized asset was introduced as the world's first DAO car, an exclusive rental car presented by Kuro DAO. The Mercedes AMG GTS, now owned by Kuro DAO community, will be rented out in beginning of 2022. Anyone will be able to rent and drive it by paying with the Kuro governance token. The car rental rewards will be paid out to all Mercedes AMG NFT holders. Until that time, NFT holders can stake their NFTs and receive staking rewards. So basically, you're going to get the governance token of Kuro DAO. then you're gonna have to buy this car, rent it out, and then the people that are actually staking their NFTs of this Mercedes are gonna get, I want to say paid, but get, I guess, a lot more tokens of whatever they're staking. I don't know if it's going to be their governance token or I don't know how many tokens there are. But when you read more about what CoreDAO is, CoreDAO is the decentralized launchpad that has helps promising reward assets achieve their full potential via tokenization by leveraging the investment power and buzz making community potential. So it's basically a launchpad for a new uh, cryptocurrencies, I believe. I think that's what it says. And the last piece of information when it comes to NFTs is just going to be Twitter looks at new crypto and NFT projects with the expansion of its crypto Twitter team. Um, the latest news from Twitter was that you're going to be able to actually verify your NFTs through your Twitter account, which I wouldn't say is confirmed yet, but there has been a lot of talk about it because Jack Dorsey, the basically creator of Twitter, is very into cryptocurrency and NFTs. So, you know, imagine having a Bored Ape Yacht Club or just having or someone saying that they have like 10 CryptoPunks or something like that, and now you're gonna be actually gonna be able to, uh, or really have to verify that you have those. So you can have say that you have 10, but not everybody can verify that you actually have 10 until Twitter actually introduces this. So I guess it's cool. Just it's the small things that count. It's nothing major, but it's just cool. It says Treese, Ryan, and Narison. Yeah, I'm not the best when it comes to reading. I'm sorry. I'm thrilled to share that I've joined Twitter, a new lead team focusing on crypto, blockchains, and other decentralized technologies, including and going beyond cryptocurrencies. And this is a gift saying Twitter crypto. Uh, that's it. I think that was the entire gift. But yeah, I think that's all the news for NFTs today. Hopefully, there's better stuff tomorrow. I I like the news today. It was pretty pretty good. It was decent, and I think that we just needed it, especially when cryptocurrencies or NFTs right now are kind of stagnant. Cryptocurrencies were going on a run yesterday, but then they did tank, or not tank, but had a slight pullback, and I think that Bitcoin dropped 5%, but Ethereum only dropped 1.35%. 1.35%. That's what I mean to say. Um, I think it's so interesting that usually Bitcoin and Ethereum were just neck and neck. If one falls, the other one falls like the exact same amount, or just like a little bit under or over. But now I feel like Ethereum is just kind of becoming separate from Bitcoin just because of the amount of dApps that are on Ethereum. It's just become more than just a store of value. It's kind of becoming its own currency in a way, or this cryptocurrency. What that doesn't make any. I hope you understand what I mean when I say that. It's like Bitcoin is gold while Ethereum is kind of like the dollar. That's what I mean to say. Just being used for so many things that I think that it could be its own cryptocurrency one day, or not have to follow in the path of Bitcoin. When Bitcoin goes up, Ethereum has to go up, or if Bitcoin goes down, Ethereum has to go down. I think that they could just be the two big boys in the space and really just dictate their crypto markets. And I really want to get into Kadena. I know this one has had a massive run up. What was that $22 yesterday, and I still didn't get any. Tough. Helium has gone insane. I I want to get a helium miner, but yeah, this is all wants. Soon though, soon I'm gonna have a lot of money, or yeah, have a good amount of money and be able to invest more. So thank you guys for watching. This was an NFT update, number 2. I definitely think that this is gonna get better with time. So thank you guys for watching. It's your boy, I Might Makes Money.